All right, everybody. Going to introduce this is our first stream. Welcome to Nat One Nonsense. We just started streaming. We are technically 2 sessions in. I'm going to recap our first session. Basically, this is our Oops All Kobolds campaign, and after having reached Westwind, the town of Westwind, our crew of kobolds finally arrived at the ship for their cargo transportation job. Though there were several distractions, like several of our kobolds getting stuck in the well, buying some secondhand magical items from a sketchy old man, and the sudden disappearance of about 25 seagulls in the surrounding area, our kobolds made it safely to the pier. There they met most of the crew's leadership, first mate Titus Strongman, second mate Donovan Shatterscale, and our 7th member of the party, Sir Thomas, as well as the captain, Ronald Weird Jefferson. We will get into that more during the session. And the kobolds got settled into the rolled onto the ship. Some light pranking and some live bait fishing was done to break the ice amongst the crew. Later that evening, the crew went down to the tavern known as the Salty Sea Dog for food, drinks, and fun to introduce everybody to the crew as well as to new faces. And last, we did some online role playing with a few of our members. Ook, say hi, Ook. Warn, who's this is short for warning label, and our not present at the moment kobold barbarian friend Kieran, all emerged victorious in a 3-on-1 bout with Titus Strongman to claim his gold as well as his record. We're going to hop into it. It is currently about 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning on this day after everybody has, drank the night away. Everybody effectively lost money, gained money in several different types of contests, both strength and just gambling of all sorts. Like I said, we begin in the morning. It's around 10:30, 11 o'clock. Everybody has arrived back onto the ship. I don't believe I have mentioned to you guys the name of the ship yet. The ship's name is the Gypsy Typhoon. We can find out later the meaning of the name, should you guys ask questions. But
Master Jiraiya spoke of this. It's a strange rash you get after being on the
Speaking of that, we should probably introduce.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to introduce.
That was in character.
That was in character. We are going to introduce the players that are present right now. To my right, obviously my camera is not on at the moment, but to my right we have Jordan. If you want to introduce your character real quick.
Hi, my name's Fearin. I am a level 5
small kobold, only about 2'3". They are a rune knight fighter that desires to wield big weapons as a art form, to say, and they're usually followed around by 3 smaller kobolds that carry around a large, rusted, weathered down greatsword. That is his main weapons. Into this one.
And then to my left, next to Jake, is Renee.
So I play a character named Warning LaBelle, or Warn. She's a kobold barbarian, level 5, with the Path of Zealot. She's definitely a red flag walking, and she likes to get in trouble. She also thinks she's a good magician. And she likes to have fun with things and not realize what the heck she's doing.
For our absentee members, I'll just go ahead and give them a brief introduction. Obviously, they'll join us when they're able to, due to some medical issues and some other extenuating circumstances. We have a gentleman by the name of Michael. He plays a Erd kobold, just a winged, a mutated winged kobold. He is a rogue, I believe. He is a rogue, and his character's name is Spine Splitter. As Jordan had already mentioned, there's another gentleman. His name is Kieran. He is a barbarian as well. Is it just a typical berserker?
Yeah, that's all he needs.
He's a typical berserker barbarian, and he plays it well. Our 7th member, who is also not here, our normal paladin friend, who is graciously playing a purple dragon knight fighter, is our buddy Eugene, who is playing Sir Thomas.
Sir Daddy Thomas.
Sir Daddy Thomas. He actually is the 3rd mate on the ship. He effectively oversees my brain is stopping. He effectively oversees
I believe he's our HR
the
department.
maintenance of the crew, making sure that not too much chaos goes aboard the ship, because obviously the ship needs to obviously make it to and from port. So he's more responsible for the individuals on the ship themselves. Getting back into it, like I said, we are back on the ship. Oh, we still have to introduce.
Yeah, sorry,
we forgot. Yeah, we had to skip him.
Hi, I'm Zach. I'm playing Wreck Deck, a soul knife rogue.
I'm sure he's
He's very abnormal. He's probably twice the normal height for a kobold, really unproportionally lanky. And he can often be found talking to someone, whether it's himself or hallucinations, we don't know yet. So
It's okay. We all have imaginary friends.
To be
could be a childhood friend. Who knows?
To be determined. It's your brother that you ate in the womb.
I feel called out by that.
Jesus.
Talk about maternal guilt.
All right, we're actually going to get back into it. I've already given the general time of day as when we get here. Aboard the Gypsy Typhoon, everybody is scuttling around aboard the ship. People who have obviously been members of the crew for a long time, they are obviously checking the rigging, making sure that the sails are ready to go. Making sure everything's stocked in terms of cannonballs, food. They did most of the loading on the ship the day before they went to the Salty Sea Dog, but they are just double checking just if there's any other provisions that they need to grab, just to make sure. If you can see on the stream, to the left of the boat, for those for viewing pleasure. Those are the leftover bull sharks that are confusedly swimming in the water, curious as to where their other member has disappeared to, and eyeballing the railing of the ship, waiting to potentially see another small white green iridescent kobold come flying over the ship again. At that time, at this time, you guys happen to hear a very loud bosun's whistle again, as you did the day before. Just very, very high pitched, basically just to get your guys' attention, coming from the back of the ship where you had seen last session, the first, second, and third mates, as well as the captain addressing the crew. Titus Strawman looks at everybody. He does first give a quick glance to Warren, Ook, and Kieran. Nod, because obviously he has been humbled in the previous evening's strength competition of just non-lethal fighting, but his record has been broken, and he was utterly humiliated. Titus, like I was saying, he addresses the crew after nodding to everybody else. He looks up and says, all right, we are getting ready to depart. Make sure you say goodbyes if there's any loved ones that are actually on the ship or on the pier. For those of you who are joining us for the first time out of town, I'm assuming obviously you didn't bring anybody. So we are actually getting ready to set sail. Make sure all your belongings are below deck. And once we depart, we will assign different roles. We have a few roles open that are in need of filling, but can be determined a little bit later. And it's more for the new faces to give you something to do effectively on the journey to where we're going. And with that, bosun whistle obviously goes back in the guy's pocket, and orders are starting to be yelled. Trim the sails, hoist the anchor, get rid of the whatever the rope is that's actually holding them to the pier. It's just like, all right, release that, cut that line, and the ship begins to move.
After every command, I'm just going to yell out gibberish and get the guy. So it sounds like I'm relaying information.
Sir Thomas confusedly looks around, trying to figure out who is the one that is yelling. We have determined that Sir Thomas is not very perceptive when it comes to the kobolds. Hopefully that will change, but we'll find out later.
I look at Kieran confused as I rolled a 6 for insight as to why they want me to put all of my belongings in his backside.
I forgot you're effectively his duffel bag, and he's your duffel bag. Well, the only thing he keeps in you is smelling salts.
That's over and over again.
That he actually ended up using.
Very successful.
No, really.
I love the fact that he doesn't know how to open it yet.
No.
It's just shoved bottle in throat. And
They wake up every time.
They wake up choking. They wake up. This item was not being used for its intended purpose.
It's not being used correctly, no.
In Kieran's mind, it is. Let me get to. I'm going to go ahead and change the. Let's see. Gotta make sure it's the correct one because I don't need to put you guys somewhere else.
Are there people standing on the docks?
Underwater.
Yeah, I'll say that there are people standing on the docks. I mean, they're not obviously in there.
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna start waving at random people. I'm not saying that.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand next. I was thinking of that originally. I was just gonna go over and start yelling and yip yak, not gibberish, and act like I'm waving and yelling to somebody. So I'll join you.
Seeing them cheer, it goes to the other side where the sharks are and starts waving at them.
My name is Starks. Yes. Yes. It's all very quickly.
Your flesh tasted delicious.
Here and then we will be good to go for the next screen. But you guys have departed. I will say, as you're just waving at random people, both the sharks and the random people that you're waving at and you're barking at, and then the sharks that you're waving at, all seem to look confused, which is weird for a bull shark to look confused, but they're not expecting to be waved at by something that could potentially be their meal.
I know. Hey, Eugene, can you hear us?
Yes. Can you hear me?
You're in, you're good, you're on camera now, buddy.
I know.
When you find a stopping point, do you want to let him introduce his character?
Yep.
Not particularly.
Actually,
I don't.
now would be a good time because I'm trying to add some people to the.
We are in the middle of a stream. Your bladder needs to learn. Boy.
So it's not showing me on the cameras anymore. Just thought that was weird.
I see right. I see.
It might be a
It was probably just a formatting issue. Here, I can take Renee off
I mean, we could because she's here.
since she's going to be blacked out anyway.
Yeah.
Now we know why they share so much.
Yeah, that's apparently my screen share is one of the guests, so that's probably why I can only have 6 windows up.
Probably.
Worst case
Starting
scenario,
our Patreon.
worst case scenario, we
Link in the
can use this
description.
as an actual camera and like get multiple people.
That's true. That's true. That's why I brought I got a camera too. I'd never used it.
It'd be nice if we had something where like whoever's talking, we can just throw them up.
Eugene, no.
Do better.
You're supposed to
Trying to
about
be
these
better.
things. You don't go to a funeral and not use the bathroom before.
Eugene, can you hear us?
This is
Yes.
just important.
I think it's important. I agree.
See,
When you realize that you do more than 1d4 with unarmed strike because you're cold. So you're not used to hitting people.
Sorry, everybody watching. Technical difficulties. Eugene, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
I can hear. I can hear.
It's Renee's phone.
Eugene.
Your volume is barely up.
Don't talk to me.
I hear you, Eugene. Sir Daddy Thomas. Sir Daddy Thomas. It's been so long since I last spoke to you. You got a pretty mouth. I mean, that's the only way a true man speaks to another man with utmost dignity and respect. No homo.
You know, don't have respect for it. He found his own side quest.
What's over in the front? I believe I'm
do you want
getting
Eugene
trust.
to introduce yourself?
Eugene, if you want to introduce yourself and your character of who you're playing, that would be fantastic. We've already kind of generally introduced everybody, but now that you've joined, you can kind of give your general information and stuff.
He's on.
I'm sorry. I just don't think I can do this tonight. I'm going to have to leave. I'm just having a rough day. It's nothing with you guys. It's just things going on with me.
You're good. No worries. Thank
Sorry.
you.
Mhm.
That sucks. All right.
He sounds even better than before.
Is it not working? Is that what's going on?
I don't know.
Unfortunately, we've had some technical difficulties and not actually able to join us. For anybody who watches this in the future or is currently watching, but yes, that is Eugene. He is Sir Thomas, our purple Dragon Knight normal playing paladin friend.
Poke is normal.
Compared to everyone else here.
All right. Now,
I'm trying to figure that out. Well, audio situation.
bring you guys to here. Ooh.
Black void to space.
That's it's like we've been having issues.
Double party kill.
Okay,
Turn your guys' chaos.
Who turned off the sun?
Oh, there new characters.
Hopefully it loads everybody because I always realize that on the tethering issue, it takes so long to load. I'm like, oh well, Ook is in. He's actually in the brig.
Yes, Ook supremacy.
Very cold.
Ignore the top of the cargo bay. We're gonna say, and this just for now, that is actually all flat ship. Just because there's not a lot of space for you guys. What have you done?
Oops, I did it again.
I don't know what just happened.
First, I can't see. Now I'm blinded. Will it ever end?
In the darkness, my old friend.
I think I'm running too many tabs at once.
Oh no.
Would you rather see pure black or pure white?
Yes.
Fair enough.
Dice roller not detected. The dice roller does not hear.
It's a lot.
Watch D&D Beyond is doing an update. Alrighty, you guys had started setting sail. We're probably about a couple days in. They were just making sure that they got out of the pier correct, safely, just to make sure that there's no like structural issues with the ship. They did all the checks and whatnot, but the pier itself in Westwind, the pier of Camarosa, it is near kind of a reef area, so they obviously have to make sure they get past that area.
USB port or HDMI port.
A port. Yeah.
That way you can run.
Yeah. Often.
Also near the reef area, near a reef area.
Yeah, you can run that.
Yeah, just making sure that you safely leave the area.
Just so she can see.
So you
Are you gonna
obviously
share your screen?
don't get
Are you gonna share your screen?
stranded.
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen
Um,
on the stream if you just want to put it up there so they can see.
Titus and Sir Thomas are both on the same floor that you guys are on the ship that you can see under the
Okay, you got it?
Yeah.
oh, was it just
For
the
some
TV?
reason, it put my
It restarted his
unmute
audio.
my yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right.
But yeah, Sir Thomas and Titus are both looking at you, all of you guys. For those of you who are watching at home, if you see Spine Splitter, who is actually on the post, this individual right here, he is actually not a part of this right now. He is currently asleep in the crow's nest, and he has been asleep for several days. Our party does not know he is up there. But for those who are on the deck floor, they are talking with Titus and Sir Thomas, and Titus is looking at the kobolds. You guys are you four, actually you five plus two other crewmates who are unfamiliar to you. They were there last night. You saw them in passing, but you really don't know much about them. They kind of kept themselves because obviously a new environment. They're they have kind of a regal, snobbish, like rich kid feel to them. There's two of them. They are.
Sorcerers, am I right?
Uh,
Sorcerers, am I right?
well, they are both air genazis. One's name is Mavis, and the other one's name is Lawrence.
Talk about being full of hot air.
They were, they were for some of the people that talked with them during the evening. They are rich kids that have been cut off effectively from their hedge fund, and their parents are making them get some real world experience and working on a ship. But they are both air genazis, like I said. I'm just now realizing that they are not actually included in this, but I'll keep talking while I'm adding them. Where did they disappeared?
Back into their head.
I was trying to type in air genazi so I could add it, and then just the genazi itself like vanished.
You never told us you knew magic.
Listen,
He's a sorcerer. Just didn't say anything.
I, in fact, am not a sorcerer. I am patron. I can give you power, and I can take it away.
I rolled for the
All
DM's
this way for the
AC.
next game.
Yes. Already got them rolled.
Man, you really need to do constitution checks for me, though. I feel like I'm going to fail those. I keep repeating myself, but Titus looks at all seven of you guys, and he's like, all right, we've just mostly been having you guys just kind of help out on the deck with just some like general maintenance, things like that, and just swabbing the poop deck, making sure things that have shifted on the ship are kept in place, things of that nature. We haven't really been able to give you a job or any kind of jobs that you would like to volunteer for, more just due to the fact that we wanted to make sure that we were safely out of port. But now, since you guys are basically trapped on the ship, we have to make sure that you guys are working for your wages. So the jobs that we have currently on hand, obviously two of them just being deckhands, you'll just be doing the same thing that you do already. We have we need somebody to assist the chef. His name is you saw him down there at the Salty Sea Dog. But the moment that everybody got done eating food and drinking everything, he went outside to bet on stuff that was like of the non test of strength competitions. His name is Big Murph, and he is a bugbear. He is a bugbear, and he is your chef. We have two of our weaponsmiths, as well as our armorers. Effectively, we're just making sure that we're stocked on the cannonballs and cannons work, that our weapons are taken care of. That is Trini and Drinny. Don't talk about their height. They're dwarves.
Short people.
Their first reaction will be to punch you in the nuts if you talk about them.
Warren wants to know how this would happen.
We need a
Find him first.
also side note, if any, so I'm gonna bring up a term. You guys might not know what it is. I'll explain it here in a second. But we need somebody to assist the boatswain. It's big Goliath gentleman at the front of the ship. His name is Frank. That's all he goes by is Frank. He's got a last name. He's not told any of us. But yeah, his name is Frank. He's a Goliath, and he is our boatswain. We need someone to assist our carpenter on board. Obviously, if we take damage from anything, he's going to be the first one to start repairing the ship from the inside. And if we ever have a chance to anchor, he'll also be repairing on the outside. We also need someone to be the assistant of the third mate. You will effectively be his gopher. Anything he wants you to do, you will do it. No questions asked.
Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition.
The last job, this one actually came up yesterday. We thought we had someone to cover this, but we don't know where he's at.
Have you tried a blanket?
We need someone to man the crow's nest. Our little bird friend Squawk, we haven't seen him in 3 days. For those of you who are watching, Squawk is he is not a Kenku. He is a crow-like Aarakocra. He's just a black-feathered Aarakocran gem.
I know his sister Piper.
Yeah. But he has not been seen. We don't know if maybe we accidentally left him in port, if he is drunk in an alley somewhere, or he's on the ship and we just haven't found him yet. People like to play pranks on Squawk. He is our a bug game. He is our sad boy NPC character.
Would I have an inkling on where my brother would be? Would I be able to guess if I was really concerned?
If you're really concerned, you can do insight, but I'll let you do it with advantage because you've known each other for a while.
He's pulling out all the dead seagulls.
This is
He's
more just
scrying.
it's either going to be insight or history. In history, the sense of just remembering the last time you saw.
Oh,
Sending up a spine slitter signal.
The bat signal.
Oh boy,
19
Okay.
on history.
The last place you remember seeing Spine Splitter was up in the crow's nest, because he was the one that dropped seagulls on the ship.
Immediately knew it was him, but
Yes.
Okay.
But you have a feeling he's up there.
as he's finishing describing that job, I'm just gonna start climbing
You're just
up
gonna
towards-
start climbing.
up to the crow's nest. Well, I'm
Alrighty,
gonna be
look-
shouting for spine stabilizer, but it's gonna be in Yip Yak. So really, just these guys can hear me. Everybody else just thinks I'm going crazy, and I'm just gonna climb up.
What's spines?
Titus looks up. I didn't hear him say anything, but it looks like we have a volunteer for the crow's nest job. So we're going to get rid of that.
But yeah, I want to go up there. I want to check to see if he's in there, and then whether or not I see him, I'm gonna come down immediately after.
Before we do that, YouTube looked kind of confused. A boatswain is somebody who
It's a very large.
is a very large individual, and he's the one that. Yeah,
That's
I thought you were giving a legitimate explanation.
When you described him as a Goliath, and I was 1'10".
You really think he's ever gonna get?
Listen, I've asked questions. He's tried to help me as a beginner DM. I thought that's what he was doing. Remember, I am innocent in this. I am but a baby fawn trying to figure out my way. No, a boatswain is in charge of the anchors, anchor gear. He's also in charge of like handling the cargo, the rigging, rowboats, and basically is responsible for instruction of crewmates in seamanship. For
Exactly what I said.
in making sure that all of that stuff is secured. So that is what a boatswain is. But we still need
Stack it.
a chef's assistant, someone to help the weaponsmiths, the boatswain, carpenter's assistant, and the third mate.
Daddy's mine.
As they say the boatswain's still available, I raise my hand. Oh, can help out as a weaponsmith.
All right.
He's on that streamer lag.
Yeah. Wait a minute. I was like, all right, so do you say you're going to help the third mate?
Oh yeah.
Okay, all right, so we got
I say it
third
to
mate.
all of my friends because I have dedicated my life to Sir Daddy Thomas.
You're going to be you're going to be third mate junior. Eventually you'll become fourth mate, but right now you're third mate junior.
It's a pyramid scheme.
leftover body
You
parts. Do I have
are,
like a badge?
you are with the weaponsmiths, so we still need boatswain, carpenter, and chef's assistant. So what do you want to do?
I'm gonna destroy things. I'm kidding.
I can already tell you.
You could also help out with the weaponsmiths as well. They're technically looking. They only necessarily need one, but they'll take another hand if someone.
I got two.
They need 4.
I got three.
He does. Did you talk about your 3?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it's 3.
With my
It's all right. All right.
fantastic
He's got
weapons.
4.
2,
He's
4,
fine.
6, 8.
Yeah.
He's got his little minions.
They all pose like the Ginyu Force.
And the sword falls over.
Warren, will
Hannah
raise our
starts to
hand and say,
set
"I
in.
want to talk to Frank."
I'm gonna talk to Frank.
No, I want to assist him. I want
Okay.
to work with him.
All right, so
I'm gonna go bother Frank.
you're gonna. Okay.
Careful, I've heard he gets red hot.
What were the Air Genasi brothers' names again?
So it's a sister and a brother.
Mavis and
The sister or the sister's name is the sister's name is Mavis. The brother's name is Lawrence.
Okay. And what was
Last
their
name is Shepherd. So Mavis, Shepherd, and Lawrence.
Shepherd.
Very rich, preppy, Air Genasi
Do
individuals.
they have a job or are they just crew members?
If you guys take all of the jobs, they will just be crewmen.
I'm gonna say Yip Yak to Rec Deck.
Am I back from up top or not?
We need to get to you.
I think our 2 trust fund babies should be deckhands.
Okay. This is gonna be fun.
No, I've been thinking about it.
Trust fall.
Psychic whispers.
It could have just Sir Thomas's head nonstop.
I'm trying to think of the best way to say this because this could be fun. The moment that Rex's eyes crest the top of the crow's nest itself, like the bucket, he sees two individuals in the crow's nest.
Who's the big spoon?
Spine Splitter. Spine Splitter has his wings draped over himself. For reference, it's like the nighttime daytime meme where it's just like if he popped his head out, it'd be like daytime.
Yeah.
It's like this. He's effectively using it as cover while he is sleeping. He has been in a deep trance-like sleep for 3 days.
We call that a coma.
Yeah. His blood sugar is low. No one has checked up on him. You fed him wood in a previous tavern. There's a deer. No, seriously, there's a deer right here. Oh,
There's a deer on the ship.
in the
How did this happen?
It's in the crow.
Water deer.
I apologize for my ADHD, but we're in a library and the windows, and there was a deer that was just right outside. So it's good.
Who wild shaped into a stag?
I didn't know I was playing a druid.
I'm pretty sure there weren't any druids on this ship, but maybe I'll have to add
The
one.
captain.
Dun, dun,
No.
dun.
Splitter's awake and it's just dangling. by the snake.
So like I said,
he's
you
covered
see,
up.
yeah. So you see him; he is covered up, and he's just meh. In the granted, the crow's nest is just a big cylindrical like bucket looking thing. Obviously, you know what a crow's nest looks like. On the other side, you see a bug-eyed, like a red bug-eyed Aarakocra who has just been staring at Spine Splitter for 3 days with very little, no blinking, no nothing. Because his first interaction last session, he didn't realize anybody was up there. But he now knows that someone is there. It is not spoken to him. He did not realize it had ended up in the crow's nest. And to Squawk only has 2 jobs that he can do really well and basically nothing else.
Oh, trauma bonding.
His job is to look for land, and his second job is to yell land ho when he sees land. He has no other jobs. He is not that bright. So he is not thought to let anybody know that there was something in his nest with him.
So I'm climbing up the ladder and I just barely pull my head up over the thing. I see Spine Splitter first, and then Squawks.
Yes.
Okay. So I look at him. I just kind of wave
Who do you wave at?
at Squawks.
Squawk.
Then I reach into my pocket and I
At
think
that moment, you just hear.
I throw a piece of the old shark meat at Spine Splitter, like right in front of him. Then I kind of stop and just look at him while he's yelling, and then I throw a piece at him and then slide down.
This is where Squawk dive comes out of the crow's nest and breaks his neck on the ship.
Like I'm not trying to hit him with it. I just
No, I know. He
Like,
just
I know Spine Splitter's hungry, and then he's yelling, and I don't know him, so I just throw him a piece too and slide on down.
You just hear.
Just work, just
He's
wait.
just, he's paranoid.
And then slide down.
He's just paranoid at this point. He doesn't know what the hell's going on.
Leave a little bed crumbs from him.
So the shark meat just bounces off of Spine Splitter. He doesn't wake up. You do see that he is still breathing, but he is, like I said, he's in a coma. He is snoring, and it is like a gremlin snore. And Squawk still doesn't have any idea what the hell's going on. With the meat being thrown at him, I will say it at least is allowed for him to blink. And before you actually go down, you see his eyes just tear up massively and start it's gushing tears just to rehydrate his eyeballs. So you go back down. What do you do at that moment?
I guess is everybody still gathered? Is Titus still talking about jobs or anything? Or
He's finishing up. He does see you coming down. He's like, "Did you not want the job?"
occupied? That's good.
What do you mean occupied?
Brother has job.
What brother?
My brother.
Titus has not seen Spine Split.
I know. Footballer. Brother in Crow Nest with
Brother in Christ.
with brother in Crow Nest with Crow.
With Crow.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about Squawk.
I just kind of shrug my shoulders. Speak gibberish and yip yak again, because I mainly do it just to mess with people.
Mm-hmm.
Just say something random and yip yak and then turn around and walk away.
He has a funny way of words.
You hear Titus be like, "Squawk! If you're alive up there, just go." And you hear just a faint.
Super faint.
His mouth is full of the shark meat. He's like, "Okay, well, we no longer need anybody up in the crow's nest." He is curious about. He is curious about the thing that you said about a brother being up there, because obviously he did not see Spine Splitter. So he's like, I don't know what the heck he's talking about unless he thinks Squawk is his brother. I don't know. So boatswain has been taken, third mate. We still need, which I'll check with Michael with what he wants to do. But currently there is still carpenter's
Just leave him in the
assistant,
crow's nest for now.
chef, and chef.
Might as well just give him the crow's nest job
Yeah.
until he says otherwise.
I'll leave it open.
Until he wakes
But carpenter's assistant, chef's assistant, or
No, it's strictly for her.
or just regular deckhands. But you do see, you see the brother and sister, the Erjanazi brother and sister, just like, we will stick with just being deckhands. The brother, Lawrence, he's like, I will not touch food unless it is prepared for me. I will not be doing the preparation. Oh.
I throw a piece of day old shark meat at him.
How much? Luke asks.
Mummy, mummy.
Warren asks how much shark meat you have.
I have 2 pieces left.
He has 2 pieces.
I
Of
just threw one at him.
Can I
Yeah,
borrow a
it's 2 pieces
seagull or a
left.
piece of shark meat and throw it at him?
What do you do?
I'm borrowing either a seagull or shark meat and also throwing it at the sister.
Not the sister. She hasn't said anything. She could be nice. She could be nice.
So they're not interacting with the shark meat.
Huh?
Are
No,
they- so
no,
they're,
I
No,
threw
the
a piece of
brother got
yeah, I threw a piece of shark meat. I'm not giving you any.
but they're not taking it, right?
No, the brother is
She wants
just
to
like,
go for
mommy.
Who kind of waddles up to him and looks up at him. You gonna finish that?
You can have it.
As soon as he says that, I just bend over and just slam my face into the floor. There, just
In the
eat it.
floor.
Just like a dog in a
My
free
mirror.
bowl.
I'm just gonna pull her mirror out.
Like a
and point it at
chicken.
Lawrence.
How hard do you do this?
Oh, it's food.
I want you to roll a strength check.
Yeah.
If it is under,
It's a
let me-
19.
huh?
It's a 19.
As 19, okay.
It's
I'll say that it's fine. I was gonna say if you rolled under a 5, this was gonna be a reverse thing. If you rolled under a 5, your face was going to go through the floor. You may not be a barbarian, but you are a very strong kobold.
And then I'll walk back over to Titus.
You do get you do get a splinter in like your front lip that you could easily like pull out, but it's just from wear and tear of the ship. But yeah, you fully eat this. How old is this shark meat? 3 days
No, well, from whenever we had the shark attack,
A day.
which I think was
or
only
8
been a
day?
day.
Okay, so it's more like cured meat at this point. It's like sun cured. It is not stale.
It was
Or
cured by
like-
Rec Deck, but it rubbed between his.
Yeah. Where were you keeping that?
In my pockets.
Tastes good.
It's got lint and other goodies.
I'll give you a piece.
No, it's okay. I actually changed my mind. Warren just kind of pull her mirror out and just walk up to Lawrence and go,
To Lawrence?
Yep.
You only flash it once.
at Lawrence's face.
His face is reflected.
Okay.
None of them.
Okay.
Do you try and do it again, or do you try and look at it yourself?
Warren is curious now, so she's gonna point it at Mavis.
And Mavis?
Yeah.
Mavis's face is shown.
Okay.
But are you only doing this once? Because, like I said, this mirror, as I said in the, this mirror just effectively, it will show your face once, and then it will show
Okay.
other faces.
I wasn't.
It is
my
a
foot.
secondhand magic item. It does.
Yeah.
It only shows a reflection once, and then it's just lost to the ages.
This tracks my intelligence, honestly.
Actually, you know what? Give me an intelligence save.
Shouldn't have said anything.
That's a natural 20.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
Lucky you.
With an intelligence that often eludes Warren, you are not confused by what is happening. Old Man Janky, for those of you who are watching, that is the old man I was talking about earlier who was selling secondhand magic items. Old Man Janky explained everything perfectly to you when you bought it. It is a mirror that only shows your reflection once, and then it doesn't show it again. Nobody knows why it only shows one reflection.
It's
No
so
one's taken the
complicated.
time. Most people is just like, well, this is a trash mirror.
It's my trash mirror.
It's your shiny trash mirror, which it is in your inventory. I went ahead and made that, as well as the Ring of Invisibility. But yeah, no, it does exactly what Old Man Janky described.
Fear reminds you that it would be best above your bed.
Above your bed, just
My master reminded me many times of the importance of being able to see a situation from a different angle.
Warren gives fear in a look. And then I just try to flash it back in their faces again.
in their faces.
Yeah, maybe Lawrence again.
Mavis and Lawrence. It's like,
Realizing this after the fact, yeah. Okay. Wait and get his dice.
At least you're getting your steps in.
okay. Mavis, Mavis is not, when you re-shine the mirror back at them, Mavis is not overly concerned about the mirror not showing her reflection again. She actually, I haven't really had a chance to say much about Mavis. I've more just introduced Lawrence. Mavis is actually a little bit more down to earth, even though she was raised up rich, and she does still kind of have an entitled sense to her. It's not nearly as bad as her brother. Her brother is firstborn. Lawrence is her older brother. So obviously anything that in the future, if anything were to happen to their parents, most of the inheritance will go to Lawrence. She would get some, but obviously being, second in line, nothing, it wouldn't be a lot. It might be like the estate and maybe a small amount, or like an estate somewhere out of the way, but Lawrence would receive the entire estate, as well as probably about half to 2/3 of anything that was left for her. So she's not overly reliant on the money and stuff like that. But she's not too concerned about her reflection not being in the mirror a second time. She's confused, puzzled a little bit, but doesn't give it much of a second thought. Lawrence, on the other hand, he is a very vain individual, and the fact that he did not see his reflection a second time freaks him the fuck out. Just like, oh my beautiful face is that of an ogre. And it is some like disheveled, mutated orc face in the mirror at the moment that you happen to see as it's like reflecting, because you initially reflected it at Mavis and then reflected it at Lawrence. And the way Lawrence is facing you, you can see in the mirror because you can see him through the mirror through reflection. It's a very ugly orc face, and it just throws him for a loop. He starts to like cower. She's like, I'm a pretty boy. Mom always said I'm a beautiful boy. Titus is just looking at, just like, what have we gotten ourselves into? All right, you two, and he points to the Air Genasi brother and sisters, just like, you both want to be deckhands, or do you? Obviously, the brother said that he wanted to be a deckhand. He looks at Mavis, like, anything you want to do? You want to do the same thing your brother's doing? You tell me. And she ponders it a minute. And she thinks about it, and she says, you know what? My brother can be a crew hand because obviously he's stated what he wants to do. I'm not opposed to it. I'll go help the chef. So she's going to go help Big Murph.
I believe Kieran will just follow her.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just gonna give Mavis a little tap on the shoulder, huge granite, Lawrence, and then walk away and back over to our group.
You have to jump up to reach her shoulder.
I am. I do. I'm 2 feet tall.
What are you doing? Sorry.
I'm just patting Mavis on the shoulder.
Patting Mavis on the shoulder.
Or
And
whatever the closest spot is.
she obviously, because she doesn't know you, she is just kind of a little hesitant, but she accepts it. But she just kind of like, thanks, and then walks. For clarification on your guys' jobs, hopefully next session I'll have these built. Right now, it's just obviously the top layer of the
He's built
ship.
in my mind.
She's built. She's stacked. She's like she looks like Big Deborah from session 1. No, absolutely not.
Brother, it's our chance.
It's our chance. We let one get away.
Not another one.
Not another one. It is fate. So this is more for that's Mavis. Look, the two dwarves or the weaponsmiths are down on the second level. So if you want to keep that in mind, like I said, this I'll build like the different layers for next session for like RP and stuff like that.
Are we being told where they're at right now?
Yes, just so that you know where they're at. But the weaponsmiths are down on the second level, on the back end of the ship. Which again, what is the aft?
The ass.
Or aft, port, starboard.
Front, back, side.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, port versus
You said
starboard,
port?
because port
Port
has
is left,
four.
starboard's right.
Port, yep, that's correct,
Okay.
because port and left
Port is
both
left.
have 4. Just like
Starboard
port
is
should
right.
be on the left, because
Port.
stupid things that don't matter.
I'm
Starboard.
just trying to eat here.
So port,
That's
starboard,
what
aft.
my whole.
Or the front.
The four, is it FORE?
Yeah.
Okay. I apologize. I should know this a little bit more. I don't know ships. I'm doing a ship
Run a
list
campaign
campaign.
based on something I don't. I'm just kidding.
Listen.
Clearly don't know shit.
Listen.
Let's do 0 research.
I've done some research. Obviously, I
You should just
know
do it
what
all
the
in
job
character.
titles are. I haven't gotten to the actual.
Captain prepubescent beard.
Yeah, cat's beard.
He knows what a boat's like.
Which, just for a little flavor, he is at the age of a dwarf that he's very much like a 16, 17-year-old. He couldn't drink at that time during the evening, but he was chasing some of the barmaids around. A man after your own heart.
Picture just hairy spotches everywhere and acne. Like,
Hi, Mrs. You look real pretty. Getting back to it, I'm getting sidetracked. So they're on the second.
Well, it's not us not to.
Yeah, I know.
I always jumped down that rabbit hole.
Boatswain obviously is first level. Occasionally he will go down to the second level for like reattaching anchors and stuff. Like if they have to pull anchors up and they have to like mend some of like the chains and stuff like that, they'll pull it up down on the second level. So yours first, second level. Fearin, you are also on the second level because you're also first and second level of the ship. First level, obviously I'm gonna have it split to where it's the captain's quarters on one side, and then each quarter for each of the mates for like any of their basically their managerial duties that they have to do. They're going to be on the top floor. That way, if anything happens, they can easily be accessible to people.
I do request that I have my box that I sleep in be right next to the head of Sir Thomas.
At the foot of his desk.
I need to make sure that I'm there at all
You're
times.
putting your bed in his room.
Yes.
In his room. In his room or in his office?
Oh, I want it with him wherever he's.
He's
at
got
all
both?
times.
He's only a third mate.
He is well.
I'm just kidding. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I want his quarters. I must
his
be by
quarters.
I would have
For
taken
his
my hat,
safety.
but
Is
I
Karen
guess
gonna
according to
say
that-
Let's go for that next one.
We're not having addressed that one yet.
Yeah, Sir Thomas is just going to be confused. Wow,
It's the first
Why are
night he
you
wakes
two
up.
both in my room?
He's under the bed.
Leave it once.
beds up, and he's-
leave it
He's
once.
It's Boeing.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of who I missed. Did you say what job you wanted? No, you just walked away. Okay. You don't.
I'm just gonna randomly like take things up and move them to other places to look like a
And then yell at people and yik-yak.
yeah.
If you guys ever want to look for or like role play with them, with Mavis and Lawrence, Lawrence is obviously going to be on the top deck as a crewmate. He'll be in like other levels as he's needed because he's just a crew hand. Whatever is needed, he'll go do.
as long as magical meat keeps falling out of him, I'll keep following.
Like fall off of him.
I never realized it missed me throwing it at him. I just saw it fly off of him.
Just the corner of his eye, just just falling right off.
For Book, this is the most magical shipwright he's ever been on because first there were dead seagulls that flew out of the sky and landed next to him.
That's all.
There was shark meat that had magically appeared. Were you watching them do the live bait thing, or were you? Oh no, you helped.
I was cheering on the sharks.
Oh yeah. You were cheering on the sharks, so you did at least see that, but you didn't see that the meat was being cut. So that just appeared.
I just got hungry and took a bite.
Magically thrown shark meat just appeared next to an air genasi.
This is the best day of my life.
So yeah, this is like an all-you-can-eat buffet for Book on like a carnival cruise ride.
That's where I came from. The only thing I would get is a bowl.
A bowl?
A
Nothing
bowl.
in the bowl?
There's food in bowls.
I think a bowl rocks.
Look, maybe we need to take you to see a Big Murph.
Big.
Can you have magical meat?
Yeah,
He has a lot of meat. He's got a lot of meat. He's got a lot of potatoes. He's got a lot of meat. He's got a lot of potatoes. Got a lot of stuff.
The sister will let you know. Kieran's on his way down the hill. It's okay.
That was not me. That's
Uh-huh.
Oh Lord!
Derailed.
Everybody watching, this is only second session.
I'm surprised we made it this long without just some random derailment and just
Yeah,
lost.
kind of.
I'm just waiting for all of the stuff I know about air gymnastics for it to be discovered because I'm so excited.
Again, I will have to do more research on them. I basically threw a crew together.
Or
It's
throw
like,
a
race,
storm
race,
out.
race,
Just throw a
race,
rainstorm
race.
out now. Teach
Lawrence
people
is my
stuff.
target now because he
Oh,
was
gosh.
so much.
They're surrounded by constant air, so I'm just gonna start whenever it rains. My little 1 foot ass is going between the legs of any of them. It keeps me dry. Because the air gets. This is nice.
Lawrence will be like, oh, you vermin, get out of the way.
I'm gonna,
Get away from me.
I put little flaps under my arms so I can just glide along his body.
Like a seagull.
Yes.
Just whee! On nice windy days, you tie a rope to him, and you're like a kite.
I'll fly that kite all day long.
100%.
Just-
But we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Okay.
We're getting ahead of
People
ourselves.
people just see
I already-
You just met him and you're already asking for a blowjob?
One running around the ship. With a,
Master Dry said that's the best way
I'm
to
so
make
glad.
it.
I'm so glad I put the content label warnings on this.
yes.
We were good up until
The minute that we both read that there was a warning, all bets were off.
Mhm.
It's like, oh, good, they're
Mhm.
informed.
I don't know what
I
Twitch's
could read
rule is, but I
warning
know like
and
in the first 2 minutes you can't really do anything, and then after that you can do whatever you want.
Pretty much.
Well, that means that when we edit
Same with
it, we
you,
don't put anything in the first 2
Yeah.
minutes.
Right.
What are you talking
We're
about?
gonna get back. Get back on track.
As long as you don't do
Uh,
anything sexual on camera, you're fine.
So we're actually going to.
Seriously.
Yes.
Let me know if there's like a stopping point coming up. That way we can take a second if anybody needs breaks or refills.
We can go ahead and do that now, actually, because I was actually going to start bringing it in. We're basically just going to fast forward a couple days. We're going to take a real quick break, use the restroom, and get a drink, anything like
I'm
that.
going to imagine, so Appreciate it more.
I saw what you put, Jake.
We are back.
We're back. All right, we are back from break. For those of you who potentially are watching and just joining us, we are Nat 1 Nonsense. We are continuing where we were. We just took a short little break. Our kobold and crewmates, captains, and all the mates aboard the ship are about 3 days out. Well, they were three days out before we went to break from the pier of Camarosa. Our kobolds have just received jobs, or most of them, anyways, have received jobs, except a very tall one. We're actually going to fast forward even a few more days. I'd say about 4 more days. We'll fast forward. You guys have had a chance to get to talk to at least just your mentors and stuff like that. We can do more RP if you want to. We can either do it on Discord or we can do it now. Whichever way for Sir to do. Yeah, Beard is seeing rubbing Sir Thomas's feet. Sir Thomas is just like,
While he's sleeping.
While he's sleeping.
yeah,
So he wakes up.
yeah, he's asleep. Just
Appreciate
deep in sleep. It's been about four more days, so you guys have been out on the sea for about a week now. You guys are about a quarter of the way there. I believe it was in Discord, but the map that I originally had showed you guys of Atresha, that is, you guys are like I said, you guys are about a quarter of the way to the Moonlight Isles.
Well, that was quick.
Yeah. All of you give me a
Strange feeling.
first. Tell me, is everybody on top deck, or are you guys just kind of going throughout the ship, whatever you guys are doing? Who all is on the top part of the deck? Warren is on the top of the deck. She's with Frank. You're on the top. I'll also roll for either you or I can roll for Spine Splitter. I'll say at this point he's woke up.
He's woke.
Yeah, he woke.
My God.
I had done some separate RP for him as well, so I'll say at this point is when he is officially woke up at this point. But he is still up in the crow's nest. He's not come down until he joins us back in person. So you're up there. Spine Splitter's up there. Warren is up there. Where are you?
I would say, how late in the day is it?
I'd say it's midday.
I would say that I've kind of talked to my mentors a little bit and then excitedly decided to come up as the darkness was really starting to get to me. So it just comes up.
This reminds me back of my tunnel days. I need the sun. I don't like the sun. I need the sun. And Fearon is massaging Sir Thomas's teeth. His teeth.
His teeth.
His teeth.
Yeah.
His feet.
His feet is.
It was a bad time to stutter on a word.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me roll insight for a nat. That's a nat 1. It was his teeth.
It was his
And
teeth.
it is in fact a nat 1. Well, Sir Thomas. Oh.
Okay. For those of you who are on the top of the ship, so you and you, I'll roll for Spine Splitter. Roll me perception.
Great start.
Is everybody clearing their throats?
Hold on.
Perception, you said?
I have a disadvantage on this too.
13.
13.
That's a 0.
11.
Who was it that rolled a 0 recently? You?
Braun did.
Braun
last
did.
time. I did.
Intelligence.
I got an
Yeah.
11 and
Okay, so the highest we got was a 13. All right.
great start, guys.
Where are you on the ship, Zach? I'll let you move the character where you are at. By the way, you are
And thanks, Joe.
somewhere.
There you go.
There you are. Oh, you're at the very tip of the ship.
Yeah.
Just the tip.
Just the tip. He's at the very tip of the ship. He's like, are you hanging on? Are you standing? What are you doing?
I'm
Squatting.
I am comfortably standing, so we'll put myself midway.
Okay, I'll say that there's like a with where you're at. With where you're at, with some ships, they have like a rope that goes to the front to tie off to the sails and stuff
Yeah.
like that. If you see, you're
I realize
you're holding on to that ship
Okay.
and standing on the on that.
He's Captain Morgan in the shit.
Yes. Rec is the only one that sees this.
That's why I put him there.
Yeah.
He told me I should see the
Yeah, you are the only one that sees this. Directly ahead of you, and I'd say with where we're sailing, you're 1 o'clock and you're 3 o'clock. You happen to see two additional ships. They're still a little bit a ways out, so you can't really see anything other than just the fact that they're sailing ships. The closer they get, I'll have you roll perception again, since you're the only one that's seen it. Everyone can roll perception again. You will have advantage on it when I ask you to roll again, since you've seen it first.
Did I leave Sir Thomas's quarters from moving his feet yet? Or are we still enjoying ourselves?
Are you still enjoying yourselves?
I know I am, but I feel that
You know
Sir
what?
Thomas will.
I'm gonna steal one of your things. Odds or evens.
Odds.
You realize
Here.
that he's kind of
Here.
looking up, so it's probably best that you
Here.
get out of there.
So after giving a kiss on the cheek as he I scamper out the door so that I can roll for perception and go, "What's going on, brother?" My
His-
bro,
His
my
cheeks or his
brother's
teeth.
Well, I can't do his teeth anymore. They're all raw. It was a long time.
He's got purple nipples.
It's like, I'm the fourth mate. I'm the fourth mate.
Slightly aggressive. It's like, I guess,
Dirty 20.
warning again for those who did not pay attention
Slutty
to
dirty.
the warning label at the beginning of the stream. It says an adult content stream.
Oh,
I feel like I need to. I feel like I need to reiterate that.
I got 18 plus street.
They're really upset because
Yes,
Renee's
I
the
am.
only one here, and the only people getting naked are up the guy. Like, I've got the, don't worry, I've got the pool. I'm bringing a little baby. Like,
Oh. As soon as I see the ship, I'm gonna start yelling and yippee ships.
So only they hear.
Yeah, because I'm just reverting to my
I don't
primary
hear
language.
this.
You
excellent.
You got
don't
another zero
Oh
on
my
my perception.
gosh.
I saw the ships,
You're
and then I
dumbfounded. You're looking at a seagull up in the air.
But I'm screaming, I'm pointing.
saw the ships, but I heard him say shit, so I dropped trowel, and I'm actually hanging my ass over the edge of the boat.
Listen, when they said mop the poop deck, it does not mean for you to poop on the deck
As
so
I
that you
was-
can mop it later.
As I'm flopping, and you hear, "There's two ships."
I got
Well,
a 13.
you're about to give us two shits.
As commanded.
13 on
Do
mine.
you give a shit?
13.
Yes, I
Okay.
do.
As I pushed the second time for you, Sir Thomas.
You can keep that number. I'll say after about 20 minutes, they're probably
Shit.
yeah.
God.
Veins are popping on the side of his head.
If you're in read magazines.
Are there bathrooms on ships like this?
You stand on the end of the plank, and
That's literally that's
Either
the
that
poop
or put it in a
deck.
bucket.
That is the poop deck.
yeah, either that or you put it in a bucket and throw it
So the
overboard.
same way you would do in the 1800s on back.
I made this
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
Throw it in the street and it goes in the Thames
Um,
River.
At this point, I will say,
Yeah, that glare on your screen.
okay. So most of the crewmates
Just
at this point, most of the crewmates at this point have
Yeah.
seen the ships as well. They're a little confused because as of right now, they're just ships. They're not marked. They're not. There's like no words on the side of the ship.
Who cares?
So small.
What's that?
The only person that actually sees what these ships are for what they truly are is Captain Patchbeard. And I'm just going to call him Captain Patchbeard from now on. It's no longer Captain Jefferson. It is only Captain Jefferson for Sir Thomas. It is Patchbeard for everybody else.
You gotta have a good pirate name.
Yeah, Captain Patchbeard.
And break
The only
through
one who
with
sees
you.
this. Now, I didn't have a chance to mention this when we were introducing Patchbeard, but this is Patchbeard is essentially a captain out of academy, like Captain's Academy. He was top of his class. His father is like the head, like a head captain of like a fleet. So he's got something to prove and things like that. But he's actually he's very perceptive. He's good at his job. He's just obviously prepubescent. He sees these ships, and he's looking through a spyglass, and he happens to see these ships coming in closer, and you all hear him yell. It's the one time you hear him actually yell with a deep voice because he's being serious. And it's just that one moment of testosterone that kicks in. It's just at the last second, just like, Pirates!
Ooh, daddy.
Pirates?
I'll say all of you now see a black Jolly Roger flag hanging from one of them. You don't see it from the other. But you can tell they're basically sailing in a way that they will
Age clap us.
flank you guys. Yeah, you guys.
They're going to age clap us.
Yes.
I heard about this technique.
So we'll be wrong.
Protect the aft. Protect the aft.
They are now
Protect
close.
Why am I
Thomas
protecting my
aft.
ass?
Well,
I
look
love
at
that
strike.
I'm screaming that.
Content warning already.
Yeah. Gonna bring me. Why is that not loading in? Oh, okay. That was not your ship. It zoomed into one of them that I was looking at. I'm like, that's not right. Give me, bringing you guys in.
Please.
Alrighty.
Awesome.
All right. Can I
You happen to see the ship on the left on this map. You happen to see the ship on the left. The guy that is at the helm, you can tell is the captain. He's yelling at his crewmates. He's also yelling across the water at another gentleman on the right side, or on that right ship there, who you can tell is his first mate. They are firing two different ships to effectively, it's a battle tactic. They're trying to sandwich you guys and keep you guys occupied on different ships. Go ahead and roll the initiative.
Because we're all together, do we get advantage?
So we have to be close to the enemy.
Oh, okay. 4 or 4? I think I'll go with 4.
4 or 4. You'll go with 4.
It's a dirty 20.
Initiative.
Okay.
Four.
Please, I'll bring my list out next week.
Gotta find you a map.
This is the only time I'll use
Oh, wow.
these dice, is so that it shows up automatically.
I've also noticed I roll better with those.
I got 2 higher on that one.
What did you say yours was dirty 20?
I also got a natural unholy 20.
Unnatural, unholy 20.
Unnatural unholy 20.
All right. I go to
The unholy 20s.
Maybe it was just Grim. From just
so you also got a natural
Frown upon your
holy
failure as a
20.
D20.
That's 00, not a 2.
even a warlock you can't fucking get 20 points.
What's your dex?
What was
Plus 2.
Kieran's?
Let's roll.
My
for it.
total score is
Is he above deck?
No, he's with he's done cooking.
Oh yeah, he's down cooking.
Well,
I think if
or
we
molesting.
tie, dex wins, right?
I believe so.
He's down there.
Did you put me above Renee?
above
Dex.
Renee.
Yeah.
What was your total?
We both got 20, but my dex is higher. So I should go first, I think.
Not
Right.
according
You
to
need
this
the-
game.
Do you need the dex modifier or total dex score?
Total dex score.
14.
I'm trying to edit to where you.
Well, if his
can-
modifier is higher.
I might have to
then
put you at
it's a
21
dex score.
just so that.
No, you're fine. It's not a huge deal.
I'm just trying to make sure.
I'm learning for myself.
I'm giving you the correct information. Sorry.
4.
You should feel ashamed, by the way.
Auto center token on.
I
this
have no
page.
idea.
Sure, why not?
Why should I feel?
I don't know. I feel ashamed.
I don't know what to tell you.
I wasn't expecting you to tell me anything. I was just telling you.
I'm shameless.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Brother, throw me.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
They're only like 60, 65 feet away. I got this.
So if you're following along with the combat tracker, I am only going to have Patch Beard effectively be the initiative for the ship. So he's going to direct everybody so that it's not just
Yeah.
chaos. We already have enough chaos. Combat should not be.
I really wish my brother was up here so he could tie a rope around my neck and get ready to throw me so we could float.
I like how you specify neck.
We've practiced for such a long time.
What do you mean your hands flip?
I'm gonna let you make the decision, Zach, since you and Mike will kind of go back and forth with your characters. Is he going to be a part of this campaign, or is a part of this campaign?
Damn.
Is he going to be a part of
That
this
was quick.
combat?
Exiled on the spot.
No. Is
Show
he gonna
him
be a
what
part-
Public
is he
execution.
going to be a
We're
part of
cutting
the
him off.
combat? Should I add him, or is he just going to stay in the crow's nest?
Just in the streets.
Just because I'm not a fan of me personally playing other characters, I'd say just leave them in the
Okay.
Christmas. Unless it goes south and we need somebody to jump in.
Right.
Because at that point in time, I will be pulling Kieran out as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
If things start going south, I'll say just like, hey,
What if it goes
you wanna
west?
bring him in? Huh?
What if it goes west?
Then I call it the barbarian. He doesn't rage.
So that you end up
West.
back in West Wind.
Yeah. it goes
I got east.
We're south.
Oh, I love Sourdough.
Okay, just turn the.
For pumpkin
Okay.
Nothing
bread.
comes from Sourdough.
So-
Mhm. It's so fun, Doc.
So I know that I talked to you guys a little bit prior to the campaign of some stuff that I was looking at. Where combat's going to be a little different in this aspect. We're going to be kind of using Spelljammer rules in how you attack. Ships themselves are going to have an AC that you have to hit if you are firing the cannons. Cannons are 3d10 bludgeoning.
You really are.
Um,
Yes.
Huh?
You really are following Spelljamers.
Yeah, it's 3d10.
This could suck.
Yeah, very easy.
This could really, really suck.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we don't have to worry about gravity. As Fear says with confidence, he falls off the boat. Splash! It works.
And Kieran swim.
There's not a swim speed, but I know that he can be pulled by his neck by a rope, and he can capture ships.
What? He gets eaten by sharks. I don't think he catches sharks.
My brother grabs me by my neck and pulls me by the tail and does a
It's
cartoon.
3d10 for using the cannons. If you have any means of attack, long range stuff, you can obviously try and attack individuals, so on and so forth.
The
Warlocks
person
with the
that
Eldritch
does-
Spear,
That's exactly like
Yeah. 300 feet.
That was a fun time when Helen did that.
Okay.
With that, you could theoretically
Um,
shoot the anchor off.
Dude.
I will say, since you
Get rid
guys
of-
are in
get rid of
a
dock
larger, like cargo vessel,
So we're slow
your
down.
guys' you're slower, but your AC is higher
Oh, thank you.
than the pirate. The pirate ships can move faster, but they have a slightly lower AC. It's not going to be by much, but it is going to be lower.
Just had a thought, sorry.
Before we begin, I'm going to use Psionic Whispers.
Is Lawrence on the deck?
I'll say Lawrence is not on deck at the moment.
Okay, I'm not going to Valport him.
Let me make sure that's what it's supposed to be.
I'm trying to remember what
Okay.
I wrote it down so far.
For the next
I'm-
6 hours. The next 6 hours, the four of us can speak telepathically to each other.
Oh,
As long as we're within 1 mile.
Wait, is
Okay.
it speak telepathically or we just hear each other's thoughts?
It's speak telepathically, but this is the first time I'm using it, and I haven't warned anybody. So I'm just saying, for the next 6 hours, whenever, as long as we're within a mile, we can telepathically
This is
speak to each
before
other.
us because
All you hear going through it is ship, 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 ship,
Shiny,
ship,
shiny,
ship,
shiny.
it's so awful and awesome at the same time.
Next thing, just so I can.
Psychic pirates.
Also, the cannons have 100 feet of range.
100 feet.
On the map, it is within range. Obviously, if you were to attack as of right now, so if you want to use the roller, it is within range.
Hypothetically, how much damage is done when a cannon explodes the black powder to eject something from inside of the cannon?
Like to you?
Bring my book.
Are you trying to end up
I'm
on a
great with
ship?
What do you
ejaculating.
need?
Yes,
Ejected.
I am looking to be
Like
Like
ejected.
human cannonball.
I didn't bring my notepad for this campaign. I've got paper. I'm fine.
Okay.
I was just talking to myself.
Do you
We don't
want
do
a
that.
small notebook?
Nope.
Like a little spiral thing?
No, no.
Okay.
Thank you, though.
I'm slowly going to compile and have a cool thing where I have my character reel because I'm having a lot of fun with this.
Okay. So I already told you 3d10 for the cannons. Range on the cannons is 100 feet.
Can I ask you a quick question about ship combat? Just because it's not exactly something I'm familiar with.
And neither am I. So I'm going to do my best.
So when we use the ship to attack, is there like actions we have to do, like a strength check to load in a cannonball, or?
As of right now, I'm going to have it set up to where there is, I'm going to move some people around real quick. If you guys want to operate a cannon, I'll have one crewmate that's already there, and it'll, for them, it's like free action, so that you could just attack.
Okay.
So there'll be one crewmate on each cannon. So if you decide to go on one, the positions of the cannons don't really matter at this moment. I put them so that they look nice on the screen. But you can turn them as you need it.
Yeah. What's the range of the cannons?
100 feet.
Max?
100 feet.
I'm in disadvantage.
I don't
afterwards,
remember if it had. I don't think it had a minimum. I don't think it had a minimum.
If it says
maximum.
100 feet, then usually afterwards it's disadvantage
Yeah.
with the attack rolls.
I'll say. I don't remember seeing.
That's not fair.
seeing
With
that.
that,
I'll say.
rule is Spelljammers because of how Spelljammers work.
I'll say 100 feet is an accurate shot. Anything at 150 feet
Just because those
is
ships
starting to.
are at 100 feet from us.
Yes,
Okay. just
they will
making
be
sure.
moving closer.
Okay.
There we go.
Potentially. Yes, they potentially will be moving closer. 100 feet is pinpoint accuracy where you want to shoot.
Yeah. Afterward. Disadvantage.
Yeah.
Okay.
150 is hit or miss. So I'll say that we'll put that.
Let's just aim it at the captains. Really throw them off.
First, so you both have
There's
20.
no-
Who wants to go first? It's either Rec or it's move.
Go ahead. Just go in the order that it's on.
Okay, so
Go ahead.
Warren is
Nope.
first.
Are you sure?
Warren is
Really don't
first.
Supper.
All right.
Suffer.
Oh, okay. Have fun with that.
Warren will run over to the closest cannon to her.
Okay, that will be.
Because I don't think a javelin can go 100 feet.
Yeah.
I can't wait to run up to you and have you shove me into that.
There you are.
I think
So
I-
you're going to be on this one here.
Yeah,
That's the closest one there. You are right here.
Mm. Can 30 feet get me over to the cannon around the side, kind of?
Well, you just used about 10 feet of your movement.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I've got 40.
You can get to the middle one.
Showing off.
I'll work with. Yeah, I'll do the middle one then. Actually.
Hi, I'm a kobold that has 40 movement. Ooh.
Yeah, you're not
I
that
see you're at the
special.
middle.
The monk has the
Um,
same speed.
The
I still have only 30.
10 feet of movement.
so you
at
get to the
level-
cannon. The crewmate
Yeah,
loads
40.
loads the cannon. Go ahead and fire. I will let
I
you
like
know.
mouse.
This is a
Fist.
so this is a flat roll
I'm counting.
because it is based off the cannon.
Okay.
It is not your strength. It is not your dex. It is just the cannon's ability. So it is a flat roll for the dex.
Do cannonballs count as missiles? It just dawned on me
He's gonna come
right in the
he's gonna
middle
come
of
to
this.
Panda
Kung
this.
Fu Panda
It says
2.
right to attack.
It does.
all it says.
I know. That's why it's a DM call.
And it's a
This
projectile.
1 foot 10-inch kobold waiting for the redirect. Wow.
16. Which one are you
For
firing?
all the key points.
It's
The
worth
left
it.
one?
Yes.
All right.
So worth it.
That is a hit.
And it instantly hits.
Cool. All right, and that's
Oh my god.
3 turns.
That's awesome.
That was the one thing
I
didn't get a
have
chance to
D10 if you
do.
need them. I have not used them yet,
Because
so
there was always
they are
melee
untested.
combat.
Here.
They are
Let me see.
shiny too.
Let me see if I can find it
Would
because
you
I haven't
not?
played them in a while.
Theoretically,
I do.
theoretically, couldn't you?
I want this fight people every single time. It's fine.
He just his
That
monk
true?
catching
Use
Eldritch
it.
Blast and just throws it back.
It's a secret quest they have an Eldritch invocation.
Oh,
You've been at my
actually, I
table
was
long
gonna
enough,
see
you
how
know.
long it
Ah,
took me to
yes, he's
find
learned
one.
it. What's he?
If I can
He's a
find one.
monk that sold his soul. So he
Alright,
just
there we
redirect energy. Anything that's beam redirects.
Dude, that's such a cool. That'd
It would be
so
cool.
Uh,
We
21
can do it with
damage.
force. We can do it.
Yeah.
I can't. I do it psychic, but there's no way to do psychic. But like elemental stuff, you couldn't really. I think fire would
Well,
be
you could do psychic, more like
Thanks,
a
Rob.
mental
Rob.
defense
I
that's
appreciate
pushing it back
Oh.
on them.
where you just be
Especially as a
yanking
monk
me.
with the whole mental fortitude.
Thanks for offering your dice, by the way.
Yeah, I can tell. Like,
You said 21.
Yes.
I like my -2 to charisma.
And then,
So
Jordan
that was your action. Anything you want to do while on the ship?
okay, so with the cannon, do I still have 2 attacks per action? Or is loading the cannon and imploding the cannon one action? Full action.
Mechanically speaking,
Full
it has a load action to it.
Okay.
But, I believe he said at the beginning.
Yeah, the crew members
The
are going
crew
back into
member
free
helped
action.
load it the first time.
Okay.
Trying to think of how I want to do this.
More crew.
Heave, you're a hoe.
Okay.
I mean, realistically, unless something
Oh,
else
thanks.
happens, they would just load it on the ship's turn.
So you said that you have a second attack, correct?
Yes, it's 2 attacks per action, technically.
You could fire yourself.
There's
I'm
no
fine if
there's
it's
no
just the
spec-
one.
there's no specific ruling that I found in Spelljammer. So if you guys are okay with this, I'm going to propose this. If you want to have a second attack with the cannon, if you want to use you can choose. It'll either be your bonus action or your reaction to help reload it,
Okay.
so you can fire it again.
I'll just use my bonus. Bonus.
Bonus.
Bonus action.
I know someone who had a bonus.
Oh,
I'm
I'm
guessing
so
there's-
glad this is recording.
Oh god.
I
this
was
is
gonna use my bonus reaction to help.
Okay.
I am excited to see what I'm doing.
So,
I'm
you
gonna
help
come
the
up with the
crewmate,
next couple of days.
Another cannonball.
Yes.
Just making sure I really did unmute myself from break. That was bad.
No one watching
Oh,
now.
Jared, DM call. Is it every turn on our turn if we go to that same cannon? Is it reloading? Is the shipmate reloading that one, or is it on the ship's turn that all of them are being reloaded again to be fired?
It'd probably be easier on the ship's turn, just
Yeah, the ship's turn.
Okay,
And with
just wanted to check.
Spelljammers, when it
unless you
comes,
do what you just did.
you
Bonus action
activate
change.
that, the ship itself gets one firing because of how the mechanics work. Additionally, it's DM. God, there's so many things that are DM
Yeah,
called.
Spelljam is weird. It's just
It's broken on every level because I left in repulsing blast because I want to see a person get blown off one way or the other. Yeah, I kept it.
I will say I am going to be.
Because it's 10 feet every 6 seconds.
All right. There is one thing I'm going to do. I should have specified this in the beginning.
Counter spell.
Counter spell your cannon.
Cannonball. The gunpowder doesn't ignite.
So
Free water.
if you were to zoom in on the map on the ships, you can see like little crates of cannonballs on there.
Yeah.
I'm going to Sea of Thieves this in a sense. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there are 10 cannonballs in that. If you run out of those cannonballs, you have to either get some from another cannon or go to the other side and get them from there and walk them back.
All right.
You can throw them if you want. They'll do a little bit of damage to the ship because obviously they are hardened leaden cannonballs.
But they're not explosive. Okay.
They're not
I'm
explosive.
doing my turn.
So are you attacking again,
Oh, I was gonna
or
reload.
were you
and
just
then I was
helping
gonna-
him roll? You're just helping him load.
Yeah, I'm helping him.
That enables you to attack again.
Yeah,
If I can,
if you
sorry.
waste a bonus action or reaction to help reload, you can attack a second.
Oh, okay.
So
The
you
ship's,
can
the
have your
ship's
second.
automatically going to load them every
Yes, I
turn.
would like to do
Yes.
that. Sorry, just clarifying. 16.
I'm gonna do something either really stupid or
16?
Yeah.
really simple.
16 hits. Which are you still going
like this.
for?
Mhm.
That
I-
first one? Okay.
I have
Roll
not changed
damage.
my.
I like the sound of your pretty dice.
I like your funny words, Magic Man.
I like your funny
12.
words, Magic Man.
How much?
12.
12.
Good job, you did it.
After those two shots, you do see obviously the first one hit part of the railing. You hit part of the railing, and it and then the other one it kind of went inside the ship. It went through a porthole. Even from this distance, you hear a crewmate down below that's like trying to like run stuff up. He's like, "Shit!" From like 100 feet away, you hear him yell this. It's like, man, he got some lungs on him. Next is Rick. So there are 30 cannonballs along the front, and there are 30
Well-
cannonballs along the back of your guys'
I
ship.
think I screwed myself, so hold on.
How many? Oh.
Nice.
Well,
I'm going to dash
Meow.
to there. And that's my turn.
That was a bonus action.
Hmm?
You can dash as a bonus action, so you still got your action if you want to do something.
yes. So you'll only be able to attack once,
Forgot about
unless he uses a
Rogues
reaction.
don't.
Huh?
Rogues don't get an extra attack.
Or yeah, get an extra attack. That's right. I keep forgetting.
They get steady aim though.
Yeah. I'm going to just a D20 roll. You said for the cannon?
Yeah, just a flat D20 roll. There's no modifiers to it.
11.
11 does not hit. So you,
Classic
That's
Zach.
right.
classic attack roll. So you
And
fire.
so much good
It
games.
does. It was so you'll know this term. You guys might all know this term. I don't know your guys' wealth of knowledge. But Zach will know this term in terms of like firearms and stuff like that. This one was kind of like a squib load. So not enough black powder was in there to fire the cannonball, and it only goes about 60 feet out and just went kerplunk. And you hear a couple of the pirates that are on that. Well, which ship were you firing at?
The one on the left.
The one on the left. Yeah, you hear several of the pirates that are up on the above the ship, just like.
I make a very rude gesture towards them, and then I start cursing out the crewmate that loaded the cannon in Yip Yak.
that crewmate's just like. And proceeds to grab
When
another
you hold your
cannonball,
hand
but
up, I didn't-
it's not
I
loaded.
think you were just gonna go.
It's not loaded. He just goes to grab one. So
Kobolds are just
next
Italians.
is
In
Captain
Yip Yak,
Jefferson.
we're really well spoken.
He's
It's
going
a
to
common
use
where it's
his,
that broken English.
he's going to use his
You guys
command
can speak
to.
normal.
This is going to help you guys with this one. He's going to command all of the other crewmates to make sure that the cannons are loaded for the rest of the round. So at least those 3 cannons will be loaded for another shot. That is going to be his action this turn. So all 3 of those cannons are now loaded if they've been fired and not reloaded. So they are ready to go if anybody wants to use them. Sweet. That is going to be his turn. Next is Book. Yeah, my parents didn't roll very well, so it's just like Titus.
Ook walks up to a cannonball, picks it up, puts it in the cannon again, and then climbs in, poking his head out.
One of the already loaded cannons.
Yeah. This one he's taking it with him.
All right.
Oh wait, never mind. They're loaded. No, he just climbs
Shouldn't have said
into.
anything.
I would wait like
Sorry, no. This is much better for me. Ook climbs into the cannon, seeing it get loaded, pokes his head out, and whispers, "Fire!
Fire! Fire! So you're in the cannon. You're doing what Fearon wanted to do.
I have some clarifying questions before I know exactly what I want.
Ook's intelligence tells him this is a fantastic idea.
That's a fun one. If you hit, you take the damage.
Okay. What is? Go ahead and roll.
Is there a modifier?
There's no modifier if you're firing the cannon at a ship.
Got the same roll as him.
11.
Yeah.
You guys are good at this.
What is your AC?
19.
Oh, thank God.
Okay, you don't have to worry about actually taking any damage with that. If it had actually hit your AC, it was going to do a quarter of the damage it does to the ship. So it would have.
Where's he located now? Is he blown out like into the water, or is he still?
You know
in the
what?
cannon?
You hit. You.
No, I shot myself.
He
out
didn't
of the
hit, but
cannon.
he shot himself out of the cannon. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna roll a D100
We're level
to see how far you made it up because it's 100 feet.
He saw other things being shot out of the
We're
cannon.
gonna be on a ship alone.
Oh, it's used to it.
My
You won't have your sword.
Ook doesn't think in advance.
In midair, you turn
Okay.
and look, and you see your three just holding the sword, like,
following.
They start trying.
so
to
I'm
find
going
it.
to.
they're trying to load
I'm
the sword.
effectively going to roll D100. It is 100 feet from your ship to that ship. If you get 100, you make it on board. And is it double zeros and a zero to get 100?
So it's double zeros is 100.
So
If you get a big zero like that one, that would if you get a zero with that's a tens, so that's whatever that is. And then
Okay.
so if you get a 1 on that one and a 0 with the small 0, that's 10.
0 and double 0 is 100.
okay, 100. You get a 100, you make it to the ship. If you don't hit a 100, you are in the water. I'm going to do this in front of everybody.
No, I thought it was you had to roll all 0 for 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, all zeros for
zeros
100. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 100 is 10.
So when you see the
Yeah.
D10
Yeah.
that has the
A
little
one, a
circle,
1 and a.
think of it like we're in math in grade school.
This-
is
this
the
thing-
ones and this is the
That's
10.
the tens number. So
Yeah,
0,
zero.
6 would be 6.
Where
You,
should I
you,
just
you read this
confuse
one
him right now?
first.
I think so.
Okay.
So this is 1 through
10.
Yep,
That would be a 1.
that would be
1.
That would be a natural 1.
Yeah.
Just like if you
No,
rolled on
okay.
this, that's 80, whatever that is.
So if it was
84.
0,
That's 100.
that's 100. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll this in front.
Here it comes.
So 49.
You're a little less than halfway there, buddy.
You're a little less than halfway there. You are closer to the ship. You are closer to your ship. You want to go ahead and move your character? I was not anticipating this.
I talked to you about this beforehand.
Yes, you did.
He thought that he had explained how stupid it was, but he was wrong. And you cited intelligence.
You got at least
All right,
one or
so
two
you're
more
in the
squares.
water. Do you want to use a bonus action?
I was actually hoping to do a bonus action in the air to
Okay.
to do something. I was going to use my giant's might to grab the cannonball and throw it at the other ship. I understand. If no, that's fine. This is completely DM dependent.
I mean, everything is based off of a roll. We're gonna let the dice tell the story, but I gotta figure out what I'm gonna have you roll is the thing. Obviously, you didn't make it very far, and your strength is going. I think because I'd say at like half distance. If you were closer, it would have more an effect. With this throw, even if you.
It's a 10-pound ball.
It's a
You
10-pound
row,
ball.
you reach out. We don't know at this point in time which way you're facing as you were blown out with a cannonball below you at some point.
Yeah.
You are grabbing it, turning, and like, don't get me wrong, it's an anime picture.
Yes.
I love. It is more One Piece than One Piece needs to be.
Okay. I'm gonna have you do a couple rolls, and this is going to determine. First
Fuck
one.
me over.
First one is going to be a perception check.
Oh, you're done. It's over. -2.
That's an 8.
That's an 8. Okay, we'll keep going. We'll keep going with this, and I'll tell the story as it goes. But first was a perception check. Next is going to be, I guess, a sleight of hand check just to grab it. And this will determine what happens if you grab it.
You grabbed your
It's
foot.
not going to be okay. Because you got a low perception roll. DC is going to be a 15 to find and grab the cannonball.
Don't do me dirty.
Don't do it. What'd you get?
In total.
5 in total.
Oh,
It was a good idea.
It was a great idea.
I loved it so much.
Used up all my luck last night.
Yeah, you should have taken it out on. What'd you roll on that one?
12.
A 12.
That's
So that
better.
would have been a 15 in total.
Oh boy. Oh no.
I love it so much.
Okay. All right, story time.
Story.
All right, so you are fired out of this cannon. You are not very aerodynamic.
Like
You
a
are
football that doesn't spiral.
you are shot at flailing.
Hmm.
You didn't in hindsight you didn't know to put yourself in a more trajectory like fashion. You were just shot out and immediately just like started running. But about halfway to your 49 feet mark, you started doing one of these numbers. And the cannonball shoots over you behind you as you try to grab it, and just it whips. It's like, well, there goes my chance.
Oh, this was not a good idea. Splash.
Alrighty. Next is the first mute.
Are you within a mile?
Within a mile.
Probably.
What is
So
this?
what we've heard from thinking that?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me read how, because let me
Sorry,
read how the
Oh, so you
description.
telepathically talk? That
Let me read the description because I'm not sure how
I was
it
like,
works
wait a
exactly.
second,
It's the
we
first time
might
I've used it.
have
I didn't tell you
actually-
guys I was using it.
while you're
Oh my
reading,
gosh.
this is also another idea that I want to propose to you guys for cannon shots. If you get a natural 20 for the cannon shot, so kind of like how Zach has that like on the body part attack, it'll still be a critical hit, but you can describe where it hits, and it will be it can be a crippling attack of some kind. Like where you hit it, it can have an effect. I'll say 3 crippling attacks. If you get 3 20s, you can disable a ship. Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay. So incentive to get natural 20s.
If it's all right, I would like it to where you like the way Psychic Whispers work. You have to think about speaking telepathically in order for it to activate.
Oh man, you'll never be able to speak. You don't think.
Well, you have to constantly be like,
Conscious.
I'm gonna send you a message.
That's what you wanted everybody to know.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Not land,
For
not land,
roleplay
not
purposes, if that's okay. And then did we all witness him go shooting out?
Yes. Okay. I'm not going to make you roll that because most of you were looking in the directions of pirates anyways. Some of you were looking at a specific ship, and in your peripherals, you just say, and you
Still
knew,
moving.
you knew it was Hook.
Is our ship still moving?
Yes, you guys are moving. Oh my gosh.
Better.
It's not going to obviously show that you guys are moving
Yeah.
on the map because
Well, I mean, you can just do that.
Yeah. So something is going to. You're not going to move that far back yet. So put you in between there.
Hooks thinks this is a bad idea.
This was a bad idea. All right, now it is the pirate captain's turn. Oh my gosh, I've got the same rolls Titus did last night.
Share the infection.
All right, it is now Fearon's turn.
It's because I didn't blow on the dice.
Just cannonballs just basically do the same thing with like the squibbler. One either had too much and shot way over, and the other one was too short. It didn't make it to the ship at all. I rolled a 6 and a 7. Bad dice. I'm saving you out.
Listen, just because you're the DM doesn't mean you have to use anti-weighted dice.
They're actually filled with air bubbles on the one side.
Are they the ones you made? No.
I want to stand in the middle of the deck, jumping up and down, saying, "Please don't hurt me, please!" And I'm going to use grovel, cower, and beg to give advantage to everybody in the ship.
Doesn't that only work when the enemy's 10 feet away?
No, it doesn't. Oh,
There's no rank or like.
So you're
it says
begging-
attacks against
begging.
enemies within 10 feet, but you have to remember we're in ships now, so now we're in the boating. So where is the enemy?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's where we don't
I'll
like
allow it.
spelljammers. That's where we don't like spelljammers.
I'll allow it. Okay, so
You're standing at the
is that
edge
an
of the ship.
action or what is that? Is that
That's an action.
That's
That's
an
me
action?
eating everything to do that,
Okay.
just so that I can give advantage to the ship.
That's awesome.
Well, now your guys' rolls are all with advantage.
That would have been nice beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you weren't rolling attack, you were rolling distance.
All right, Warren, it is your back up at you.
Yes. All right. We're just gonna do another cannonball.
I think it's funnier that they have to
With
see you.
advantage,
So if
correct?
you're just on the edge, unless you're standing up and
That's a 3.
relatable.
Is that your highest?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, that's
With
only one
advantage.
attack. So the
Bonus action reload. And then
Okay.
Free action cry.
14.
14 does not hit. It
roll
misses
con
by
to cry.
one. So that tells you the AC is
That's funny.
15 for both of
Yes,
you.
give-
Warren just kicks the cannon and walks away.
She missed on both shots.
Roll like I am.
I don't know if you guys heard, AC for both of these ships is 15, so you guys can help me keep track as well.
Excellent.
Yours
I did
is
not.
yours is one higher. Yours is 16. So I gotta hit 16. You guys only have to hit 15. You're not that bright, these pirates. Wreck, it is your turn.
I fire that cannon. 17.
I think
17 hits.
I saw that one. I was like, oh my god.
You only have one
Had
attack, right?
advantage on the
Yeah.
the first one. I had it now.
I keep thinking that your Grimrock character, you have all these attacks as a fighter.
Because we have advantage, do I technically get sneak attack on this?
That's you're making the attack roll. Yeah, oh my.
And if so, how many dice?
Sharp daggers
He
to the
uses-
cannon.
Well, if the cat so he had to
What's the
hit.
typical sneak attack?
He just
Right
like,
now it's
drops it,
3d6.
dagger in the
3d6.
cannon, then fires
You can use
it.
that.
Okay.
I had debated. I
There's
did.
3d6 plus
That would be
3d10.
badass.
So I'm a poisoner, but I never told you I was making toys. I was like, I wonder if I poison. I can poison the ship.
Oh my god. All right.
Where's the fire cannonballs when we need them?
Right.
I believe technically ships are immune to poison. And
26?
necrotic.
26. Which
I
The one on the left,
necrotic
sorry.
is
The one on the left,
What
yeah.
can still weather,
The one I shot last time.
but psychic and I think it's psychic and poison.
what you said 26?
26, yes.
Okay.
Just gonna leave things.
Shit, it's
In the middle of
Don't
the
drink
stream.
water.
Drink of water.
And then
What?
She's got a whole
Wait.
ocean.
That's-
in its
Just
whole-
join me down here.
All right.
The water's nice and salty.
hold on, sorry.
What am I gonna do?
Was your advantage only for our next round?
It was all the way through.
I think it's a minute.
Yeah, it gets you.
Okay.
for 10 rounds.
That's good then.
No, it's until the next of his round.
Yeah.
End of
So
his
you're
round.
going to get through everybody before it got back to me.
I'm good.
A minute is the
Okay.
draconic cry from the new ones.
Let's say, because does steady aim work on a ship?
Uh,
I mean,
Captain Pat, there it is. Captain Patchbeard's turn. Captain Patchbeard is going to.
So what was the distance?
Captain Patchbeard is actually going to tell Titus to run into his quarters and get his rifle. It is going to take 2 turns for him to obviously get his rifle. Because he has to go in there and get it. And
And we're not getting any closer to each other.
oh yeah, that's right. Completely forgot about those mechanics. I'll say that you guys are. So obviously I can't change.
you can use like a circle and then kind of outline the general area.
Yeah, that's right.
Just need a distance to know that I can get within a certain range.
All right. So you guys are now.
Long jump.
Well, my way of fixing things is still cooking food right now. So
I need this. Okay. All right, so you guys are not very fast because you guys are a bigger ship. So you guys really only moved about 20, 30 feet. So you guys are now about here. If you can see that line, you guys are now about there. And the pirate ships, they're swinging around. They can move about 40 to your 30. So they are, one is here, and the other one is trying to swing around back behind you.
Would I have drifted backwards?
Actually, let me change that. Sorry. Clear that. Yeah. So you guys are
Just outline where they are in relation to our ship currently. Does that make sense?
Yes. So this one is actually this one. The one on the right is going to stay relatively in the same position. The one on the left is going to move closer. He's more here, and you guys are moving slightly away from that direction. So the one on the right is going to be fire. The ship on the right, the pirate ship on the right, is going to be firing with disadvantage because he is outside the 100 feet. The pirate ship on the left is getting closer. I'll say you guys have a high enough perception. They are trying to board you. They're trying to get close enough to board. So there is that.
So the closest ship on the left, how many feet away is it?
It is, so it can move 40 feet. It's about 60 feet.
Sweet. Thank you.
So you would be, if Ook would have tried this now, he'd only be 11 feet from the ship.
Oh.
It's actually Ook's turn now.
Can I do an athletics check to try and swim closer? I know I don't have the
swim speed.
no.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the desert dwellers.
Desert and
Like no athletics, you said?
One. Just doggy battle.
Ooh.
Said it's okay to do an athletics.
I don't know. Yeah, you can do athletic. You can do athletics or acrobatics. Acrobatics will be like butterfly. Athletics will be like full on freestyle trying to get there.
I'm going competition. I'm all in. What's a 9 in total? 2 threes. That was with advantage.
You know what? I'll say you at least can. I'll say at least you can make 10 feet in either direction. I'm not going to make that difficult.
That's impressive.
I love how you just took yourself out of this car.
I'm trying here.
Keep in mind, like I said, that one pirate ship is getting closer to board. If you are still in the water in about 2 sessions, you potentially can get smashed between ships. So,
Climb it.
So when he gets within, when he gets within 15 feet, you guys can help him by throwing him like a light berserker. He is just outside that range.
Okay, so if sorry, a lot of just really stupid questions. Can I use
Okay.
action surge to do another
Sure.
burst of speed?
Sure, I'll allow that.
That's awesome.
Now I'm going to use my bonus action to give me a +2 on strength checks for this.
Okay. I am not making the DC very high.
With
You
my
mi-
rolls, I need this.
You missed it by 1 on that roll. I'm only making it I'm making it an even 10. So
He rolled a 7.
I have a +8.
you
Oh, thanks. That's a 26 now.
okay. I'll say you've got enough. You've got enough movement now that you could get to the ship and get up about 5 feet up the ladder. You need about 15 more feet to get back on the deck. And so you're released on the ship.
Alrighty.
It is now the pirate first mate's turn.
It's like fun using my action surge.
Oh boy.
That's not good.
That's a crit.
How does max damage work?
You're talking about crit?
Yeah.
Up to
It's,
you. Do you
it's your
wanna-
choice. There's a couple different ways though.
It's supposed to be roll your damage dice and double it, but I always thought if you're having a crit, you go, what if your max damage would be on one and then roll for the other one?
Okay.
Well, I'm like double the dice. Just
So-
plank.
They have
It's
they
great
have,
to
they have
roll
2
once.
cannons. They have
That's
2
what I do.
cannons on their
Okay.
ship, or on both ships. They've got 2 cannons. One of the cannons is another squib load. These pirates don't have the best gunpowder.
I start cackling.
The
Below
second one,
You antagonized him. He lined up a shot.
the first one, you're like, the second one, because it was a crit, like I said, it is it's one of those attacks that with 3 it'll disable a ship.
Yeah, that's fine.
This cannonball has so much power behind it. There's so much gunpowder in this cannonball or in this cannon that it hits the rear mast back where Patchbeard is. I'm actually going to roll a deck save for Patchbeard.
So just to clarify, it's like right around here.
So you can you see like the faded?
Did it broadside or
line-
did it hit up near? It hit the mast. You're
It
saying?
hit the mast.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
So it did hit the
Yeah.
shipper. That's fine. That's
So
not
it
as
can
bad.
either be disabling attacks. You can get rid of their movement. Obviously, get rid of their mass. You can break holes in the hull. Effectively kill all of the crewmates with certain attacks. Later in the session or later in the campaign, I might add explosive ammo. I just didn't think to do it now. But I'm taking a deck save for.
for our opening stream.
Okay.
Shooting out the
I rolled-
version of like
Rolled a second nat 20. So Patchbeard just like gracefully does one of these like what's up? He's so combat aware.
They caught that partially on camera. That was awesome.
What the Okay. That was the first mate. All right, so that is 1 out of 3 disabling attacks.
Oh, thank goodness.
Next is the pirate captain. He's going to fire his 2 cannons. 1 hits, 1 does not. It is not a debilitating attack, but it is an attack. I also didn't roll the damage on the last
What's the
one.
nat 1? Do you think it just like falls over on you as you're moving? Jams the cannon for a round. Like whoever's firing it, but just standing behind it, shoots back into them.
I just realized I speak Dwarvish. I need to go harass some weaponsmiths.
Speak torch.
I've heard you have some cutting skills with some solid rock.
So that 1 attack was 25 damage. Okay, it is now Fearon's turn.
I think it's
So
gonna
is
appreciate
that line on the bottom there how close I am? So we're within 25 feet of the tip.
Do repeat
That's supposed to
the line that's drawn.
Mhm.
The line that's drawn is where the ship is currently. You guys are moving in that direction. So yes.
How about the other one? Oh, okay, the other red line isn't, okay.
Yeah, don't worry about that one.
I was hoping that one was there too. Would have been helpful. I guess I'm gonna walk over and fire a cannon. What else can you do?
You got advantage.
Nope.
You do have advantage.
It is to your end of
Oh,
it.
it's all right.
But I think it says just
Well, then that one really makes me glad that we have advantage.
What was the other one?
Oh, it's 7. 14.
Missed it by one.
Bonus action reload, and I'm gonna hope you look past my size so that I can. There we go. It's back in. No advantage this time, but I don't need it because I'm awesome.
But it's all attacks up on, right?
yeah, it's all
Yeah,
attack.
you still got
Oh,
advantage.
okay.
In exchange for your action. Yeah.
Well, that's cool. So 16 still.
16 hits.
Yeah. First one 16.
Are you trying to shoot yourself to the ship, or are you just firing a cannon?
You're just firing because no matter how many times I've looked at it and thought about it and everything else, there's just no way it can work out.
3d10.
He saw my failure and then realized.
So,
Duke was a lesson for us.
I'm the
16.
test of
16 to which ship? The one that's getting closer, or the one that is further away?
the one that is the right one,
The right one,
because that's the cannon that I'm at, so it makes sense.
and it's 16.
Massive amount, 16 roar. Tried so hard to miss completely.
I mean, that was the ship that just got a crit on you guys. So
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Take that, nerd.
Back at the top of the round, Warren. Okay, so I'm going to adjust these lines now. Things are getting closer, obviously. I am going to keep your guys' line. I'll redraw it here in a
Well,
second.
just keep our ship there and just draw lines where the
Yes.
other ships are.
Yeah, where the other ships are getting. Okay.
If you press draw, you can use the circle feature and just kind of wait. That's not what I hold on.
It's a pain.
All right, so here. All right, so they're getting pretty close. They're now right here.
I'm excited. I hope they can board soon, so I have a chance.
You can board there.
I mean, if you have somebody
Is that
that's
the left
strong
ship or
enough, they
right
could throw you onto the ship
Yeah,
at this
that
point. It's only
Dickhead's still
20.
downstairs cooking and.
Is that left ship or right ship?
That's
Just
the
fire,
left
just
ship.
fire
Okay,
yourself
where's
out of
the
the
right
cannon.
Right ship
Work-
is
it worked
moved
for
a
me.
little bit. They're still kind of keeping their distance. Right about here.
Question.
Yes.
Realistically, from where I'm at, and let me know if you need me to roll something. Could I see the captain of the ship coming towards us from that distance?
Yes, you can see the captain. He is at the helm
Fantastic.
of the ship.
I'm gonna get my javelin out and throw it towards the captain.
Okay.
That's awesome.
I gotta move mine so I can see what's going on.
That is a
Free reaction that pisses pants.
That's
24.
Hold on. Oof. I gotta select so I can see.
Yeah.
Is come on, open stat block. What did you say you did?
24, and then the damage is 7.
7?
And as a bonus action, I'm gonna rage.
Nice.
And you started with that, though, +2 damage on your attack.
So it has to be with a weapon, though. Technically, with at least from what I read, right?
What did you just use?
So with the
Because it's a javelin.
because
That's only with the giant smite feature.
What? How much damage did you do?
It's only strength
7.
based.
because I
Because javel's
raged
isn't it?
after.
No, it's strength-based melee attacks.
Oh, melee.
And then,
Until you go to the
Yeah.
path of giant.
so they break everything.
They kill Vecna in one turn.
It's-
It's not
Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
That's why he's
it for me.
I've read he's the number one
Okay.
best
I'm gonna stay
Rick.
wearing it.
Yes.
All right, so
Sorry.
the captain's
Rage.
technically within range, so
Yeah.
I'm going to
Charm him.
throw some psychic daggers at him.
That's a
Yeah.
I wiggle aggressively. as a way to
Oh,
entice fear.
sorry. I'm gonna bonus action to steady aim.
Okay.
I'm not moving, so I get advantage on this.
Okay.
Oh God, it's gonna hit.
That technically would be like double advantage if you were
Well, he
gonna
didn't do it
stack
again.
thing. Huh?
We don't have advantage.
Technically, once you don't get double, like you DM call, but
Right.
technically no. Once you've got it, you've got it.
Well, nothing else gave us advantage.
right.
The-
Because at the end of his
vet,
turn.
Grovel, cower, and
Was
no,
it the end of your turn or
end of
for
my
a
turn.
minute?
It's done.
End of his turn.
Oh.
Oh, that's
I
what I
thought
said
it was
a
for a
minute.
minute.
Yeah.
No, that's draconic roar.
16 to hit the captain.
16 hits.
Awesome. So sneak attack as well.
Yeah, I can't see much, but yeah, go.
Plus a D8.
It's sunny outside right now. No, I was referring to. You said it was morning. We did the sailing. I wasn't going to bring up the fact that we're kobolds and have disadvantage in sunlight.
We have the capes.
You guys, I gave you guys like cloaks.
Also, the cloak of protection is
Yeah.
included in that. Okay.
Yes.
As long as we have the hood up.
22 psychic damage.
22.
Let's not get into the intelligence remembering part of that.
Really damage.
I just
Well,
assumed
mine's
you forgot
always
to
on
turn it
because
down.
I'm hiding something.
I just forget to take mine down.
All right. So your psychic daggers hit the captain, and he stumbles back. He was not expecting to be hit by nothing, and it did a number on him. He's hurting.
Fear my mind.
Nice. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. We're gonna go ahead and skip Captain Patchbear because he's waiting to get his rifle. Even though he even though he moved with the grace of a ballet
Let's not
dancer.
talk about the haunted.
We're not even.
Yeah, even though he moved with the grace of a ballet dancer and avoided that cannonball, he's still a little shook up because this is technically his first battle with enemies. Look, your turn. We're gonna try and at least get through this round. Obviously, we've got like 60 minutes before we got to start packing up. If we don't finish combat, we will complete it next session. It will not take very long. Plus, it will help me kind of go into something that I wanted to do.
Do you need me to make an athletics roll to get up?
No, it's only 15 feet to go up. So whatever your movement is, just subtract 15 feet because you're just climbing up a ladder.
Okay, cool.
Your little kid laugh. Wow.
Oh, God.
It's done.
So as soon as I get to the top of the ship, I look straight at my 3 retainers and then just reach down and grab my great sword.
Your great sword.
Finally able to use it.
Okay. Nice.
And then action to dash.
Nice.
15
And then I loaded into a cannon.
I go back into the cannon.
What if you
All right,
can
was
flying
that
out of
your
the
turn?
cannon with a sword in your hand?
I'm gonna say if you were to do that, it would be a fire at disadvantage because swords are not meant to be aerodynamic unless they're like a saber round. So you
Like a
would
bow.
potentially lose your sword.
We do have missiles that open up with blades now. We have Ginsu missiles now.
True, but there is no missile and it's just a blade.
He's the missile.
Okay. He has learned from his mistakes and has learned to be more aerodynamic. So is that your turn?
Yeah, I use my action to dash.
It is now the pirate first mate. He is going to fire again.
Once I get over there, you'll be real scared.
That was so close to being another crit. But it was not a crit. So catch your blessings. On D10, zeros are 10s.
Wait, which?
A D10.
On a regular D10.
Okay.
Yeah, so yes, it's-
That is a 10.
otherwise there would be no way to get a 10.
I did 0 damage.
I have done that before.
I think,
I think Rex on our attack does 0 damage.
Mine does -1.
Okay.
I heal you.
That was 24.
It's like a
damage.
loving caress.
All right. The pirate captain regains his senses a little bit and commands his squad to fire.
Be sure to do that. Oh, he did it.
They both missed.
Woo!
Yeah.
All right, we are
Roll
going to,
job.
we are going to finish the session with Theorin.
Gotcha. So I am going to take my full movement at full speed, use bonus action dash, and then use a key point to do step of the wind to jump across to the bolt.
Ooh. Okay.
And then as I do that one, I'm gonna go and attack whoever's closest on the boat, which would probably be that person on the edge there. And I'm gonna try to smack them with my beautiful 2 unarmed strikes.
Flurry of blows.
Okay.
And then
While we're doing this, you can go ahead and keep doing this.
Mhm.
Since the ship is now, I do have a secondary screen for when that ship came into to close. So I'm actually going to go ahead and pull that one up so that it looks like.
congratulations, everybody. There's advantage on this ship now.
I would like to fire the cannon directly at it, remember?
Everybody was blasted. Nice.
Anyway, I started blasting.
So there's that. You might need to move your characters again to wherever you were, because this was where everybody was prior.
Yeah.
So Fearon is now on the ship. I don't know where you're actually at. There you are. And then for a second there, I thought that hook was still in the water, but it was where I accidentally still had it set to draw. Oops. I'm like, what the hell is he still? I'm pretty sure it got out of there. Alrighty. So I'm gonna go ahead and address. You can go ahead and roll your damage.
All right.
Oh my God, this is
It was a 17, a 16, a 15, and a 4.
17, 16, 15. Are you attacking
Usually
the
I
people on the
really-
ship? Okay,
Yeah.
17, 16.
I decided attacking the ship myself with the monk. Wow, with probably less than effective.
Okay.
The splinters in my hand are worth it.
Why?
Okay, so
Die.
all but one hit.
Cool.
These pirates have low AC.
Cool. Let's see. So that one is going to be 12 plus 24 damage, bludgeoning.
Jesus.
Monkey.
To all of them, 24 total.
No, I
Each
attacked
of them
one.
were
No, he flurried a blow is against one target.
against one target.
Whoever was in my way that I came
So
closest to.
do you have an ability that once the once the damage has exceeded their hit points, it will go to another one?
That
I will allow that.
that's
the
a that's a
cleave
cleave roll that you make.
Yeah.
I will allow that. So any damage that has exceeded.
So the first two that did 19 or 16 points on the first round without the blows.
Wait, did you use flurry of blows this turn?
I will. That's the first one. That's where I'm letting him know I had done it. But if I do that, it's after the melee attack.
You can't do flurry of blows this turn. You already used your bonus action step of the wind.
No.
No.
Don't you have if you use a key action as part
Key action
Oh.
was part of the melee.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
how I
okay.
read it. Yes.
if you use a key action as part of your action, you can then
It
use
gives you-
additional key points.
It's the only way. It makes sense now. How does a monk
Sure.
do so much damage? By having essentially an extra action on top of everybody along
No, no,
with an extra offhand
Yeah.
attack.
If his action, if he uses a
Right.
key point during his action,
I
he
have
can
no
use a key point.
no.
to flurry.
Is that subclass feature or is that just straight monk?
I thought I agreed.
You did
certain
24, you said?
But it
Is
might.
that from the new rules? or-
No.
No, it's, hold on, that's my bonus action. So step of the wind, I can do it, and I did that as, I took it as a bonus action. But then when a flurry of blows, after you take the attack action on your turn, you can spend a key point.
Oh,
So you did 24, you said
there
total.
used to be
Okay.
a reading where it says when you take the attack action on your turn, you can then use a key point to
No, that is
spend
flurry
your
of blows.
bonus action.
That's flurry of blows.
Okay. So you
It could be a
killed,
rewording, it could be, who knows?
so you killed 2 of the pirates and did
That's fine.
damage to a third.
Damage to
I see.
it.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
You did third. You did damage to a third. They don't have a lot of hit points.
You
The
could put the
pirates
action. Oh, it's like what's
Is
it
it-
called? Feline accuracy.
Okay, so it's just a modifier to the action taking place.
We got
No, we'll pull it back up. And
Or does it
it,
say-
it might be his subclass. Because
No,
the
and
flurry of
blow-
blows is a bonus action as well.
Look, let's read the big long one. Starting a second model training launch, you don't have to assist center.
Whose attack was
As a
it?
bonus
Said-
action, you can do Step of the Wind,
Yeah.
something else, and then Flurry of Blows.
Whose attack was it that I said
It's basically a
went
second attack
through
as
a
your bonus action. So
porthole?
when you use Step of the Wind.
Oh.
It was yours?
not
Yeah.
even doing
Okay, you
Okay,
still,
cool. You
I'll
still-
let you
we
use my
still
dice
kill
if
two.
you've already put
But
yours
there-
away, but I want
I think there is a
you to-
subclass feature to where if you use a key point to do
You know what,
something
I'm
instead
gonna
of
have you
your
roll,
attack.
do you
That is
Flurry of Blows.
open hand,
Do you want to?
Okay, that's what.
I'm gonna have you roll.
and it's not do the
above
Flurry of
50,
Blows.
nothing
It's
happens,
instead a
under 50
different
something
type of
happens.
attack. It's stagger and push.
What's she doing?
It's a chance. I'm having her do a chance roll for something she did.
Thought you said a chant. I'm like, I don't know what subclass that is.
4.
And you
All right,
roll
so you
off.
got a 40.
Starter
Okay.
Car Throat Singer.
Okay, so
Oh,
I
yeah.
asked who I had asked who had fired the shot where a cannonball went through the porthole and ended up on the. Oh, I wasn't. So I had her roll basically a chance roll of something that happened. I now know that it did in fact happen, but
None of us
we,
know that.
you don't know what happened. So we will
don't
get back
know.
on it next section. I'm gonna go ahead and address everybody as they're watching. If you haven't closed the stream, thank you all for joining us. This was Nat 1 Nonsense. We will be back at it again next Monday. What's the date? The June 1st or July 1st?
I think so.
July 1st.
July 1st. Okay. So we are we're gonna get back together July 1st. So if anybody watches, we'll see you then. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
See you guys.